friend. So today I wanted to share something I wrote down in my notes, and this came about because I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about like music and things like that, and our conversation turned to something about some secular song, and this friend was saying like they would want their kids to grow up to be like this artist, and although it was like meant as a joke, I was like, why would you want that? And my friend was like, well, I just think it's kind of funny. And I said something to the effect of, why are you even listening to this kind of music? And then why would you want your child to listen to it just because this kind of music, it's not bringing glory to God? So why would you want you willingly know that this isn't bringing glory to God? Why would you want to do it? So that sparked something. So before I go into the verses that I'm going to read to you, I want to preface I am not against secular music. It's just not for me. Um, I don't look down on anyone who listens to it. I don't think I'm better than anyone, anything like that. It's just something for me. It's a personal conviction, and we're all convicted in different ways. Um, I don't think that I am in any way, shape, or form better than anyone that listens to the music on the radio. And for the most part, I can't even say I don't listen to secular music because I listen to like 90s R&B. If someone's playing it, I like will sing along, and I like the songs like Brandy or Monica, like 112, Drew Hill, like artists like that. But anything that's been out in the last 10 years, I'm like, I steer clear of. But like I said, it's just a personal thing. It's not like it's bad. No one's going to hell for listening to this song versus, whatever. We know it's not about that. So I just wanted to preference that before I get into it. So the first verse I wanted to read, it is 1 Corinthians 10:31. And it says, therefore, whatever you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. So this verse was something that stood out to me because we as Christians, we as believers, we are to daily to do things unto the Lord. Daily we are to do things for God. Everything that we do, we're supposed to be doing it for God. Um, it literally says whatever you do and all things that you do, you have to do it for God. And I wanted to cross reference 1 Corinthians 15:58. And it is, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So I love this verse because it's saying everything that you do, make sure you're doing it for the love of God. So you're working your job at McDonald's, it's okay. Yes, someone might be laughing or thinking that's less than, but when you go to work, you say, you know what, I'm working this job because God gave it to me. So I'm doing this to glorify God. If you're doing that, that is how you show your worship to God, because you're doing what He told you to do. He told you to be obedient. He told you to stay at that job, and it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else, as long as it makes sense to you. So I wanted to cross reference that verse just because I love the part that says, nothing that you do is in labor, nothing you do for the Lord is in vain, or no labor that you do is in vain. So God sees everything and God counts everything. I feel that as believers, we have to get into the agreement that God is in all things. I read Corinthians this morning, 1 Corinthians 17. God was created before all things, and God is from all things. So we have to bring God into all areas of our life, not just our life when we're sad or mad, not just our life on Sunday, but all of our life when we're eating our breakfast. God, is this really glorifying you? Me eating hot Cheetos at 6 a.m. instead of making I don't know, bacon and eggs, or whatever that looks like. Or is this glorifying you? Me watching this show. We have to have our mindset think like, am I glorifying God? Because when you're doing things that's glorifying God, that's you worshiping God. We think worship is just speaking, singing, but worship is more than that. So I love these two verses just because I think it's so important to know that the things that we do, God sees it. The little things that we do, and I can mean little things like, we'll just use that McDonald's thing for an example. Like, yes, you're working at McDonald's, and no, it's not a high powered job, and people might laugh, or people might think that you're less than because you're a fry cook, but God sees you. God sees everything. And understand that the work that you're doing there, yes, although it may seem small, you're just flipping burgers or you're just mopping the floors, but you are sowing a seed that God put inside of you, and that seed is going to eventually reap a harvest. So just keep on at it. So I love that God is in all areas and all aspects of our life. So I had one last verse I wanted to discuss really quickly, and it's Philippians 2:15. It says that you may become blameless and harmless, children of God, without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom you shine as lights in the world. That was a mouthful and a handful. I love this verse just because it's basically saying, like, we live in this perverse generation. We live in this crooked world. We are to be different. We're to be set apart. We are foreigners in this land. We're not supposed to do the same things that the people of this world are doing. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to this world, but be transformed. So we aren't supposed to be doing the same things that the people of this world are doing. We're supposed to stand out. We're supposed to be that light bearer. God is that light, right? We're supposed to carry that light in us. People should see us and be like, she's weird. She's a little off. She's a little different. And it's because they don't have Jesus in them, but they see it in you. They just don't know that's what it is. So this verse is basically saying that is what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to fit in. It says that you may become blameless and harmless, children of God without fault in the midst of this crooked and perverse generation. So without fault, when there's going to be a time that's going to come when God's going to judge, and it's simple as that. But when that time comes, we want to make sure that we are without fault. We want to make sure that we are doing what God called us to do. We want to make sure that we're carrying that light. So I just want to leave this with you. We are servants of Christ, and I want to make sure, my question to you is, are you living for yourself or are you living for God? Are you living to glorify you or are you living to glorify God? And I think the easiest way to answer that is my little bracelet. It is WWJD. What would Jesus do? If you know God wouldn't do it, if you know Jesus wouldn't do it, we probably should not be doing it as well. Okay, that is all I had for today. I'll meet you back here next week. And if you have a particular topic that you would like me to discuss, just reply back to the email and I will happily discuss whatever that might be. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.